Hey guys, ZedTV here. Welcome back to another video. So today I would like to do a video based on rejection, something which we all don't like, but it happens, and quite recently some events have affected me a lot, I would say. So I just like to spend this video talking about it and just, talk you guys through it, that you're not the only people who get rejections. So yeah. So with me, I spent the lockdown of year 11 during COVID, just doing loads of research of things I possibly want to do after sixth form or after GCSEs basically, and looking at different universities and access schemes and summer schools and all of that stuff. I found UNIQ and Sutton Trust really early. And I was like, okay, I need to apply to these two schemes because I read so much about it online. I was up to date with their social media. I attended their live Q&A. I sent them loads of emails with questions and getting really hyped up about it. And across that time, I first got my UNIQ Oxford Human Sciences rejection. Then followed by that, I got my Sutton Trust psychology at Cambridge rejection. Followed by that, I got rejected from Leading Education, which is a scheme that supports prospective Oxbridge students, which got rejected from that. And it's notable mentions that I did actually get into a Nuffield scheme, so there is some positivity in there. To do some work experience. All the details about that is in another video, which I'll link below. And I'm still awaiting an email from Wadham College at Oxford regarding their human sciences / biology summer school, which I don't want to think of negatively, but it's actually, don't think like that. There's still a possibility. I'm going to hear back from them by the end of May / beginning of June. Again, sending them a lot of emails and trying to do as much as I can in prep. And this video is not easy to make because, you see, I'm so used to, just like other students, I'm so used to things going my way. GCSEs arguably went really well for me. The beginning of sixth form went really well for me. My first set of mocks went surprisingly well. I was happy with that. And I've just continuously been getting things how I want. And then that sort of puts you in an illusion how things will go okay for the rest of your life. But the thing is, the reality of life is that there will be loads of rejections, and I'm sort of, this phase of sixth form is where you start realising that, and it will prolong to the rest of life. There will be cases where you do succeed, where you do fail, but it's just going to the case that it will mess up. Sorry about my voice being really dry and throaty. I'm still fasting, so I haven't drank water for quite a load of hours. Like, out of anything this summer, I really wanted to do the UNIQ Human Sciences because with my aspiration to apply to Human Sciences next year at Oxford, it was like the best scheme I could have done to give me a taste of how studying there would be for that specific course. I know it's just a 1 week placement, but it just gives you that feeling. Either way, I will still be attending their open day on the 31st of June and the 1st of July. So if any of you guys are interested in Oxford in general, do check them out on those days. And then following on from that, like 2 weeks later, I get rejection from Sutton Trust. So, wow, just to say how it was on the day, you open the email and then you just see, unfortunately, you have not, etc. It honestly just breaks you. Like, I didn't cry or anything, but wow, that whole day it was on my mind, and honestly, for that week, it was on my mind. But now, luckily, I'm over it. But you might be asking why I didn't get over it quicker, because I know loads of students saw the email and they got rejected at that. Well, alright, I've got more time for summer, but it's because I've been like watching it for so long. I applied within the first week applications opened, and I made sure my application was perfect, put loads of time into it, and everything, but still that rejection right at the end. And it sort of, for me, it gave me a taste of next year. It was like, if I can't get into this year, and it's a smaller scale of the real thing, how am I going to do next year's one? But that's not the state of mind you need to be in. It came out such a shock that I had to have a conversation with my 2 head of sixth form teachers, and they obviously talked me through it, which helped. And then I had a conversation with another close teacher I have had, talked to my parents about it and everything, and also an email from my head teacher regarding support and all that, my application next year. So it did help. What I would always say is, if you get any sort of rejection like this, not just academic stuff, just in life in general, it sometimes does really like destroy you. Firstly, you need to talk to someone about it, because you just get it off your chest, and it just makes it easier. Secondly, try and think of the positives. So some people might see, oh, they've got more free time for summer now. I didn't see it like that, but looking back now, even though I got it rejected from the summer school, I did get accepted onto a Nuffield Social Sciences work experience scheme, where 2 weeks during my summer holiday I'll just be working on a research project for Education Policy Institute. More details about that in my other video, so check it out. So that is the positivity, and talking to quite a lot of people, the work experience will be more important in the personal statement over, say, a week at a university taster session. Even though all schemes, however you spend your summer, you want to spend it efficiently, especially if it's in year 12 pre-UCAS. It's spend it as best as you can. So that's the positive thing I could see out of it. And trust me, there will be something positive you can bring out. On the day, it will seem difficult, but when you're reflecting, there will be something good, I promise you. Okay, next, once you do all that, you want to find out where your weaknesses were so you can work on it next year. So 3 schemes I did get rejected from. UNIQ, which was Oxford university run scheme to sort of get more state schooled students to apply. Cambridge was obvious. The Sutton Trust scheme in general does a similar thing like UNIQ, but focuses on a range of top universities. And the Cambridge one is sort of known to be the most competitive one out of all the other Russell Group universities they work with. And their lead in education is just support for students who they see as having potential. They all in the emails wrote a common thing saying this should not be a representation of your academic ability, which at the time I was like, yeah, it's what they always say, but it actually isn't. So please, I know it comes up everywhere, but please don't actually sort of accept that rejection defines your worth, because it really doesn't. At the end of the day, everything, no matter how good your application is, always has that little element of rejection. There's always that chance. What you can do is try and sort of affect the percentages of acceptance against rejection, but there will always be that element of rejection. You will never, anyone, if you revise all the time, if you have the best personal statement, best references, best everything, best interview, everything, you'll never have 100% success rate or acceptance rate. It's just not how life works. Even though it would be awesome if it was, but it's not. So the downfalls of my application, I sent them an email instantly. I sent an email to UNIQ 2 months later. I haven't got a response, but that's understandable. They are extremely busy, obviously arranging it for all the students who got accepted and all of loads of other things during this time. Sutton Trust, I did send an email to them. They said my main downfall was mainly due to my area. So my area isn't the best for access, but then it isn't the worst. So what they were saying is they prioritise students in lower socioeconomic areas with lower access to university. Ours isn't. Ours is like a polar 3, so that was the reason for that. Then leading education, they told me my weakness was my GCSE results, so which did sort of make is something that you can't really change now, but they said that they just had so many applicants, 3 times more than they usually expect every other year. So it was a difficult one. Apparently, I was really close to getting it, and they had to be really harsh due to the limited number of resources they actually have. So yeah, so then reflect on that, work on it for next year, and as for Nuffield, out of the 4 so far, it was the only one that required a personal statement and an interview stage. It's an accurate representation of how applying to Oxford is going to be next year. So in that case, being accepted that way just gives you an idea that it might not be all bad, and there will be something positive about a rejection, which you can learn from. At the end of the day, sixth form is considered the most stressful time of your lives. This phase where 16 to 18, you just have so much things going on. I'm starting to realise how much stressful it actually is. Rejection is just going to be a key thing. I guess the main summary of this video is you're not the only one going through rejection. No matter how good you are or how bad you are, everyone will sort of go through it, but don't let it define your self-worth, your academic potential, or your potential to do well in life, or what your aspirations are. Don't let it be a barrier. Loads of people have different ways of dealing with it, but what I'm trying to encourage is please don't try and deal with it in sort of in a way so it affects yourself. It's just good to look for the future. Like obviously I've got 3 rejections and 1 acceptance so far. I'm still waiting for the Wadham College biology, that's human sciences, acceptance or rejection, which should be coming soon. Look for the future and be hopeful, and plan. If it doesn't go your way, what's your plan B? For example, with me, with my plan B, I'm just gonna see if I can spend summer in another way, possibly doing some volunteering alongside of my Nuffield work experience, or just preparation for the TSA exam I'm going to have to sit. So there's always something else. All the links to these 5 schemes I applied to will be below. If you haven't applied already, please do apply, even though most of them for 2021 are closed. For the 2022 applications, do check them out. They'll all be linked below. So that's about it for today's video. I just wanted to sort of talk to you guys about it. And yeah, please don't let it worry you. Rejection in general is it's just come to me at such a shock, and I'm sure it will shock so many other people. But if you ever need to talk to someone, you've always got me. You can leave a comment below, or just talk to me on my Instagram through DM. I will always reply to every single one of you. On ZedTV.yt or Zach_studies. So if you just check one of those 2 out, I'll be right with you. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Just a bit of a braggy video, and you just need to move on with life sometimes. It's the harsh reality, which I'm struggling to accept, but getting there, making progress.